Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into something pretty intense.
Yeah, definitely intense. We're looking at Psalm 38.
It's like, reading someone's diary from their absolute worst moment.
Raw. Super raw and personal.
We've got the sources ready to go, though.
Absolutely. And we're not just going to look at what the words say, but
The feelings behind them.
exactly, the emotions and ideas.
I think what blows me away is that this was written so long ago, but it still feels...
It's totally relatable.
Yeah. It's all about suffering, trying to find meaning.
And faith. How faith plays into it all.
Okay, so the structure of Psalm 38, it's kind of like...
A journey through suffering.
Right. It starts with this cry for help, then it describes the pain.
Then you get the isolation, and then this incredible moment of faith in the midst of it all.
Yeah, and those opening verses, wow.
It hits you hard, right?
They really do. The psalmist is straight up crying out to God.
Using some really powerful imagery, too.
Like arrows piercing him or a hand crushing him.
It's almost like you can feel the pain, you know?
Yeah, it's visceral.
And it's not all just metaphorical pain either.
Oh, right. He even talks about these.
Wounds that are infected and starting to smell.
Whoa. Okay, that's intense.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess in those times, they linked sickness with spiritual stuff.
Exactly. Ancient Jewish thought saw physical illness as connected to spiritual impurity.
So it adds another layer to the suffering.
Right.
Like sin is causing this decay.
It's not just physical pain, it's this deep spiritual anguish.
This part always gets me, though, when he talks about his friends.
Distancing themselves.
Yeah. And at the same time, his enemies are plotting against him.
A double whammy.
It is. It makes you wonder if that feeling of isolation is just, part of suffering.
No matter what time period you're in.
Right. Is that a universal human experience?
It's a question that keeps coming up, for sure.
And then he compares himself to a deaf man, unable to even speak up for himself.
Powerless. Can't defend himself.
Okay, but here's what I find really interesting. Even with all this, he never
Loses sight of God.
Never. There's that line, "You will respond, O Lord, my God."
It's powerful, this declaration of trust.
It's like even when everything is dark, he still has that faith.
He clings to it.
All right, now this part always throws me off a little. He admits he's done wrong.
Expresses remorse for his sins.
Yeah. But then he also says his enemies are attacking him without cause. Wait, what?
It seems contradictory, right?
Totally. Is he trying to justify himself?
Or is there something deeper here? Maybe about the nature of conflict itself.
Like how truth can be so hard to find.
And sometimes people's motivations are a complete mystery. Even our enemies.
That's a good point.
It makes you think.
All right, so finally, the psalm ends with this desperate plea for help.
He's begging God not to abandon him.
Yeah, do not abandon me, hurry and help me.
So raw.
So urgent.
It's something I think we can all relate to, those moments of desperation.
Definitely, and it just makes the whole psalm feel so real, even after all these years.
Exactly. Psalm 38 gives us this window into human suffering. The isolation, the longing for redemption.
It's like a reminder that we're not alone in these feelings.
These emotions have been felt by people for centuries.
Okay, this is kind of a fun thought experiment. If Psalm 38 was set to music today.
What would it sound like?
Yeah. What kind of music could capture those emotions?
The despair, the hope.
I'm thinking maybe like a bluesy ballad
Ooh, yeah.
with a lonely harmonica playing in the background.
Or maybe a powerful rock anthem
Oh, I could see that.
with soaring vocals and a driving beat that builds and builds.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
What do you think our listeners imagine?
What musical landscape best reflects Psalm 38 for you? Think about it. It's a deeply personal piece, and its meaning changes every time you read it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you then.